Yeah, these two guys have just been going off. Accuracy has been so key to this Team Caliber team, but then his duo in Kenny, he turned up against Rise Nation. Now remember, this map last time went the way of Rise. They sort of ran away with it. We'll see what happens. But also remember that they had a very slow start to Team Caliber. Enable really wasn't there until that second half of the game.
Yeah, he was double negative throughout the course of that game one. Can he get a better performance early in this and keep a little bit tighter? Make it so they have a clutch opportunity down the stretch. We'll pay close attention to the statistics early in this game, but it's Rise Nation set up inside a statue, doing what they can. But from either team, we know how many superstars they are on it, but there are two players really for you that you're really looking at from each team.
It's my MVP so far this tournament. It's Kenny and TJ. I think those two guys have been so vital to the success of their teams. They've been so consistent throughout this tournament. We'll see who's going to get the better of those two. I mean, I think that's who the MVP is so far. And as we go towards this main street, you have Enable. He's trying to push on up, has the help of Pharaoh. They're trying to bait and switch, but TJ able to find two. Rise setting up for this main street hill.
And just to let you guys know, yes, we'll be crowning an MVP after this event, but it is for really all of Stage 2 and playoffs. So who has been getting it done over the past, couple months really of gameplay to get to this point? We'll focus now on the main street. Hard point, Looney and TJ trying to hold on. The collapse coming in from Team Caliber. Dead to rights. Both are going to drop. TK gets in for the break, and now finally enjoying some time because they haven't really picked up much early.
Yeah, wonderful break, but there's Gunless able to find two. That nade comes in. The last player left was Kenny. All four dead, right? These teams just basically did the exact same thing to one another. The only difference is Rise is getting a good setup. You see all four of those blue arrows are in the back. Gunless with his bar. He's going to find easy kills. He's on a 4 spree. Watch that bottom right. Already at 575. Knows there's one more player down here. That's Kenny. Plus, look at those red arrows on the left side of the screen. Here comes the glide bomb. But they're winning the rotation to lower docks. This is what we saw earlier.
Also, how important is it that Rise Nation are just coming off of the London docks? Slasher and Gunless went off. Gunless obviously doing it again. He's on a 7th streak, but obviously that's important, right?
I've been so impressed with the fact that Rise, they lose in the winners final and they can just go into go to that losers final and win. Like, that is so difficult to do. And now TK, they have to deal with the hot hand of Rise Nation after a win.
I think that's a good way to describe it. They're absolutely hot right now. Gunless, the streak continues. 12-4 on the big stage in the grand final. 9 in a row now. Accuracy, you might be next up, but that's a tough gunfight. Finally, the streak gonna end for Gunless, but the damage has been done. The lead is just growing and growing and growing. There's 30 seconds here left in Doc's Warehouse, and TK have 9 points on the board, Joe.
This is the exact same story that we saw in the winner's bracket final. If you lose the main street rotation, you have to get to lower docks and set up. But Rise were here. Slashers finding kills. TJ's finding kills. Everybody on Rise Nation's going off. The key difference, guess what? You have streaks behind it as well.
You see still 2 streaks available for Gunless as he's able to trade out the kill. Finds a couple on his war path of destruction. Tags up Accuracy, now looking for more, but the pressure is here. 3 players still remaining for Rise Nation. They push in the front. Pharaoh and Enable look to be able to hold. Last man is going to be Looney, and he's in a world of trouble. Tagged up and dropped. So TK, all right, once again, you have a setup, a moment here to breathe. Can you hold the wave that comes in? Because 2 players spawn very deep for Rise. That's going to be Looney and Slasher.
Yeah, Gunless, he's going to get stuck to the face with. I didn't expect TJ to go all the way around this deep into the hill rotation. Kenny keeping his eye on it. There's the contest at the front. You can see they spawn out. Yeah, TJ does a wonderful job, but they read on it. As soon as that player low water spawns up, TK, this is a big hole. Get back into this game. No, you'll be down about 50. Kenny, he's starting to heat up a little bit on a 3 spree.
No, it's big. I mean, I know they're still down, but you needed that time. Otherwise, you could be looking at something like a 150, that 10 or 20 score line, which you're basically out of the game and not even giving yourselves a chance. But you've done just that. You've given yourselves a chance now to come back in this game. The guns seem to be warming up a little bit, like we saw the last time they played this map. They've got to pick it up, and you got to hope that maybe Gunless and Slasher, that insane duo, start to slow down. As I say that, they have 3 kills.
Yeah, you have the artillery on the back. This is a perfect setup by Rise. Just when I say that, though, Slasher's able to go down. This will allow TK to spawn low water. That's fine. TJ gets those kills. That's almost like, hey, I'll take this if I'm TK, because I'm going to spawn low water and get a lot of nades on that hill, and there they come in. You can see Slasher, though, doing a wonderful job just dodging them. Gunless able to get those kills. Here comes the back push.
Gunless is 21-10 right now. The push comes in for the back, but they can't get time because he's snapping. He already had a 9 streak earlier. That one pushes up to 5 before he drops. It just seems like Every second has been so hard for TK. And then you have TJ finding all the kills in front as he gets 3 as well. So far, so good for Rise, but you still feel like as good of a hardpoint team as Team Caliber are, at some point they're gonna make a run. When does that run come?
I think it's too late. I think it's very similar to Winners Bracket Final. It's the exact same scenario. It was literally like at 90 points. It was almost like around this scoreline that we saw. Yes, TK, I guess the one good thing is the slaying pretty even throughout. You don't have one player really struggling, but again, you still have a fighter pilot. That's why they were allowed to get back into the game in the Winners Bracket Final, because there was no streaks. But you see, when those streaks are there, it's just so difficult for them to find an opening.
As much as we've talked about Gunless, TJ is right there with him. 21 and 15, can't take the one-on-one against accuracy, but his teammates are in the hard point, just picking up time. And they've got such a significant lead right now that it's like they don't even need those perfect holds. They can get by with scrap time for a while and still keep a decent advantage. TK's got a border on flawless through the remainder of this, and it's been anything but that.
Yeah, and I think we saw that with Red and E United earlier. You saw Rated sort of tweet about it. He's like, don't worry, that wasn't a comeback. We were at the point where we knew we just had to get 20 seconds on the scrap time just to finish the game, and you can say that for Rise. Here comes the fighter pilot. They want to win this Main Street hill, and they're going to do it. A couple of kills go in. Looney's going to push through gate. You already have TJ on the hill. There's just one player left. That's Pharaoh. He gets cut down. What a play out of Rise Nation. The teamwork on point right now.
Looking to close it out. TJ trying to make plays, but the wall bang does come through. Still a ton of time here on Main Street, but the problem is it continues to go to Rise Nation until finally the break comes in, but you still have Slasher here, just trying to be a nuisance as his teammates wrap through mid and water side to try and get some pressure on. If TK can get the remainder of this time and somehow win that rotation to Dox, maybe that's where the comeback comes in, but as I say that, all 4 players drop.
But this is a problem. Right now, they have to contest these 20 seconds, and then look at the left side of the screen. Rise is already there. So they either get the scrap time, they're at 200 points. They don't get the scrap time, they're going to win the rotation. If you're TK, you have to clutch up right here. You can combine these next 2 hills and really make a comeback, but it doesn't matter. The gunfights go the way of Rise Nation.
Gunless just too strong right now. Double positive at 33 and 16. He has not taken his foot off the gas whatsoever since basically the opening seconds to this game. He's a 2-time MVP this year, and you're seeing exactly why. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the squad haven't been slouches either. They're bringing it too as they're about to double up their opponents, about to crack the 200-point mark. Looney playing sneaky top mid as he finds a pair as well. He actually gets a 3rd there before Gunless finds the final one. Now he's got a 9 streak, a 7 streak coming in as well. He had 6 before that. More streaks on Gunless. He has been an absolute beast on the map throughout game 1.
Yeah, him and Looney just go off there. That was actually Looney who found some streaks. So he's got the glide bomb, but now Rise Nation. Remember, this is TK's best hardpoint map, by the way. This is the 2nd time Rise Nation have done this, where they have just smoked Team Caliber. You have 3 dead. He's gonna find Pharaoh with the glide bomb. They're gonna win another rotation. Pharaoh does stay alive, but yeah, that bomb hurts, and he's gonna get shot through that pipe. Just 16 more seconds needed for Rise Nation to win 1 more map, or sorry, to win 5 more maps. 1 map on the board.
Yeah, they've got
a lot to do.
They have a lot to do, but if you think anybody can do it, it is this championship caliber Rise Nation team. A statement in game 1. We know we lost that Winners Bracket Final, but they come in and torch, absolutely torch Team Caliber in game 1.
Now this is exactly what we saw, but TK, when they were down 1-0 earlier, they won a round 11 search and destroy.
They don't win that one. It could be so different. To be fair, they should have won it more comfortably. You know, they gave up a couple 4v2 scenarios that they had, but man, this is going to be interesting. You feel like it's one that may certainly go to a 2nd best of 5.
Now the good thing is we get on Arden 4 search and destroy. It's a little different, right? We won't see Valkyrie until the end, that game number 5, but Arden Forest is a good one for both of these teams. So Rise Nation, you could tell, the only thing they wanted to change up was the map order. They wanted Arden Forest 2nd, and they didn't want Gibraltar Hardpoint in this rotation. Instead, you have Arden Forest Hardpoint. So there is a little bit of a difference in this series, but a lot of similarities.
Absolutely, and Gunless, you saw what he was able to do in map 1. Just every time, it seems like he's fighting 2 or 3 people, still able to take them all down. He was actually the guy that Jess got to speak with before this grand final.
Yeah, and he says that they are ready to do what they need to do. He says that they need to make sure not to get completely blown out. And he also pointed out that at Seattle, they did make that amazing losers bracket run and came out to be the champions. So he says, yeah, we did it then. We can definitely do it again. He also added that winning today and becoming a 3-time champion would be everything. He says it would just be that thing where you only have one thing on your mind, and it's the pure happiness of winning. I did also pop over and speak to Pharaoh, and he says that regardless of how these finals go, he's just happy to be here playing in the grand finals. And he says it shows really just what a great team they are, how far they've come especially, and how well they understand their roles. He did also add that they are really focusing up on this S&D coming up here. So let's see how that S&D goes. Clint and Joe, back over to you.
Yeah, I think having, just knowing that you have the ability to come back in 2 best-of-5s, because over the course of, let's just talk back to like AW, it's pretty rare. Like FaZe did it a couple times in best-of-7s back in AW. Last year, Optic Gaming did it at Stage 2 playoffs, and then obviously Champs, Rise Nation, a chance to do it here, and also did it at Seattle. But it's one of those things that happens like, once, maybe twice a year. It is so hard to do it this
It's always sort of that juggernaut team you don't want to face. Last year it was Optic. Envy had to sort of deal with it, right? And I think the big thing is if you lose the first series, you don't want that first series to be a blowout, because then that's in the back of your mind. If it's a close one, if we go a game 5, sure, you're all for it. You know you can take him in the second series, but it definitely plays a lot into your mentality going into that second series. Like, holy crap, like this Rise Nation team, they are not messing around right now.
You see the stat for Team Caliber. They have been great at S&D during playoffs, but they just squeaked out one. A round 11 victory the last time they matched up in the winner's bracket final, and it's a different map this time around. Last time they were able to get it done on Valkyrie. Can they do it here? And this is going to be an early hit towards A. Smoke out, and there's no one inside a cabin.
Yeah, you can see Rise, they try to 3-stack that B site, but that's not going to work. So Accuracy just needs to stay alive now. He's going to have a lot of pressure. Just back on up. There you go. He's able to do that. The pressure is going to be there. All of Rise sort of regroup towards the bridge. We have this 4v4 retake, which we know Rise, at times, they love to do.
But there, they just, the 3-stack, they try to blind counter there at B, get punished for it, but now can they retake? Smoke comes in, it's going to make things crazy. Can they get through it? But they've got Pharaoh on the other side. The first kill comes in from Accuracy. They find Pharaoh, though. Now the pressure to Kenny, gets a couple shots in, but there's multiple players. The assist come through. 2 stuck at Rock, just trying to get out of a very, very tough spot. But Looney somehow gets a couple of kills, and now it's all going to be on Accuracy. 15 seconds. Kenny clutch. Kenny clutch. Come walking in. There's the first kill. Gets away with his life. Dives to the cross.
He's buying time.
He has to chase him down for the ace. Chase him down for the ace, but not enough time for the defuse as Accuracy adds another clutch to the resume.
What a retake, though, by Rise Nation, right? I was just going to say, coming into this, for Search and Destroy, Arda and Forest, TK 6-1, Rise Nation 8-2. This is going to be a special one. And we haven't seen a team try to retake that site like Rise just did. When do we have ever seen a smoke back ice? We haven't. So a good strategy from Rise Nation. They 3-stacked the B site thinking, okay, we're going to take this risk. If we win it, we have 3 players here. If not, we have the smoke and the utility to retake it.
And if Looney guesses right there, he might get the ace and they get the defuse.
And a great reposition by Accuracy because he thinks he's middle map or towards cave.
First blood to Slasher. Got to keep an eye on Looney, too, because he got 4, making now 5 kills in this one. He's building towards streaks very, very early in this game. Looney's going to drop. It's Accuracy that finds 2, so no streaks for Rise Nation and a chance to take another round with the 2v1 advantage. But remember, there were some situations that they threw away. Is this one that Slasher can clutch? You feel pretty good for TK with Accuracy and Pharaoh, your 2 guys left in it.
Yeah, we'll see, though. Pharaoh can stay alive. That's going to be the key thing. You have Accuracy in such a power position, but Slasher not going to move that way. He's going to try and take that 1 versus 1. And why not with the way they were shooting? Can he find an opening? No. Slasher goes for the pre-fire, so now 35 seconds left. He doesn't really have time to reposition. Here comes the nades. Nice shots, but that nade backs him down from Pharaoh.
25 seconds to work with, just trying to find an opening, but it's so tough with Accuracy at top. Ruins, nice shots, able to pick it up. Does he get away with his life? Not able to do it. Fellow there for the trade. And TK get 2 very tight rounds on the board early.
Yeah, Fellow is on the United. That's Pharaoh. Pharaoh with a nice
little... Pharaoh.
Pharaoh with a
My
nice
apologies, Pharaoh.
That's a lot of confidence, though, out of Pharaoh. He gets in that 1v1. He knows he's weak. We might see some players back down, give Slasher an opportunity to regain that health, and Pharaoh just goes on that chase. So a good couple of rounds out of Team Caliber so far.
Similar to the last time they played.
Yeah, it was what, 3 OTK, and then Rise just came right back.
Looney carrying the load so far from Rise Nation. Who's going to help him? Look at this defensive hit. They're just flying up mid-map. Accuracy overwhelmed, but is at least able to get one kill from that spot.
That is where the trade has to come in. Pharaoh goes down, but yeah, accuracy, all he did his job. He found one kill, but the other one we won. Look at Kenny. Look at this play. Does he find it? Not able to do so. Slasher hears him. Gunless has his help.
Yep, the help comes in. Slasher and Looney accounting for all 10 of Rise Nation's kills. Enable, who's taken some flack for search and destroy play over the course of the year. He has a chance for a 1v3. What a moment that would be for this Team Caliber side. You got to think that's something that could really, really fuel the squad in this grand final.
Why not? I think he just got spotted, though. I think Gunless saw him. He's hunting him down. Looney's going on a pinch. Enable, he's in a world of hurt. There we go. So that first blood goes to Rise Nation. Pharaoh challenged a one-on-one. He lost it, which then forced that 2 versus 3. I was going to say, the one good thing for Enable is he had the bomb. You could see him turn there because he heard Gunless on the chase. But Rise, they fire one back.
Gunless has been in the conversation for top player basically at every moment this year. Hell, even last year. One of the shining stars of the Call of Duty World League. Trying to make his impact in this grand final. Gets his first kill in that one, but it does secure the first round for Rise Nation. Nades come in over the top. Don't connect. Kenny is pushing on mid-map. They just spotted one, but now he comes back. Looney's gonna get caught. I think he was trying to toss a nade there, so he will get traded out. 3v3 early.
But I love what Kenny did right there as Enable finds another kill, but that's traded out. Kenny, he switches up his timing a little bit, where Looney, as soon as he checks into you, he's not there. Pharaoh, though, watching the flank. With that sniper rifle, he was so good on Valk with it. Does get stunned up, so we have a 2 versus 2.
Now, this is where it's interesting with this sniper, because typically you have a player top ruin. So difficult to take this gunfight with an STG. The snipe makes it a little bit easier, but can't connect on the first. Whiffs on the second. Accuracy now trying to peek, but the snipe has backed down Gunless for the moment. Ultimately, he finds the kill, but he gets traded. Another 1 versus 1. Accuracy against Slasher. 2 of the top ARs in the game. Slasher's getting peeked. Accuracy! Accuracy takes it and almost wins it. Needs another bullet, but it's Slasher that comes out on top.
You heard everybody in the venue go, oh, I mean, they thought Accuracy had it, but it was just that one bullet. I think when he re-peeked, that gave Slasher an advantage in that gunfight. But you can see what that sniper does, right? The player top platform's not as confident. He has to go up and down, and that sort of creates an awkward position for him where Accuracy is able to win it.
Pharaoh hits that first shot. Things could be a whole lot different. So 2-2. Now our scoreline. It looks like TK want to go back to this A hit. And once again, it's going to be 3 players inside of B. This has been a defensive strat we've seen out of this Rise Nation squad. They want to take the retake. And last time they did, they got all 4 kills, just needed an extra second or 2 for the defuse.
And thank you, Paradox, for showing Looney, because he has the smoke for it, but they might not need it. Gunless and Slasher find kills.
And that was, what, 1 peeking back ice?
Yeah.
Just gets punished for it.
Pharaoh, though, might have found an opening. He finds one. He finds a second. Slasher had a nade in his hand. There we go. Enable able to find one. A 4 versus 2 down to a 1v2 for TJ.
TK victims of the 4v2s in the previous search for these guys. Now it's their chance to pull one off. It all goes to the Iceman. Can TJ do it? Doesn't connect the corner. And he's going to drop. What a clutch that is from Team Caliber.
Yeah, nobody watching that fire alley, and Pharaoh just finds the opening. Great play out of him. Hey, you got to take a risk in that situation. Enable as well. All of the players were caught off guard for Rise. I think they were trying to line up nades. You saw everybody just sort of trying to nade the same spot. But Pharaoh and Enable just say, hey, screw it. Let's try to take gunfights.
Yeah. Pharaoh absolutely making the play in that one. I thought maybe TJ had a clutch at him, but no chance due to Enable's positioning as they'll take the round and take the lead back. And this one, what a clutch from Enable and Pharaoh. A big moment in this game, too, for sure. Kenny's trying to get aggressive. Oh. Hello, there's the entire team of Rise Nation.
That's like the 2nd or 3rd time this map where Kenny's found an opening and then just got really bad timing. So Kenny having a frustrating game, and on the other side, you have TJ having a frustrating game. Now 1-5. Now a 4v3. The first blood's pretty even, 3 on both sides.
Rise Nation just looking for their avenue of attack. They want to take it towards A, it appears. And Accuracy is going to be the guy there. Some crispy shots come in from Pharaoh to even the odds at 3-3. Accuracy, they're both in front of him and gets one. Wisely gets away with his life to what I love that. You might see some players over challenge. He gets to a great position and finds another. Slasher last man up. The reload just doesn't come in time. And now it's going to be a 1v2 for Slasher. Make it a 1v1. He's already won one in this game. Can't win the next. Pharaoh goes clutch yet again for Team Caliber.
That is such a confident gunfight out of Pharaoh. I love seeing it. I don't know who that second player was that got caught. Plus, he has a bar in this situation. Everything working out right there for TK, but what a play out of Accuracy. As soon as that smoke goes down, he finds the opening.
Yeah, I mean, him getting one in that spot, you feel good. The fact he gets two, and even had a chance to take the third if the reload came in a little late. Pharaoh going off to 5-3, and he's got 4 kills in a row. 2-round advantage now for Team Caliber. Pharaoh's got the cross, and Slashers midsection destroyed. Can he find any more? Still building towards these streaks. Don't show him your head! Woo! It's obliterated, and one by one, Rise Nation falling as Pharaoh going off in the grand final. Gunless now has to pull off a miracle. 1v4 and bomb planted for Team Caliber.
So give TK a 5-2 lead, and I just gotta say, this TK team and their search and destroy, it has been so awesome to watch. I mean, we saw the lower third. They are 3-0 throughout the playoffs this weekend.
And they weren't great during the regular season. And I think that's one of the hardest modes to improve on. We talk about the fact that teams scrim the most hard point. Second, obviously, CTF. Very little search, if any. A lot of them just relied on these guys to play kind of online tournaments individually, work on different scenarios. But it's very hard to improve. And they have found their form this weekend, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that would love to know what they did in between these last couple of weeks.
Oh, Pharaoh's hitting snipes like that. What do you do?
Always helps.
What do you do? Kenny, once again, aggressive in mid, keeps on flying out. The trades end up going the way of Team Caliber, so they'll have a 3v2 advantage to tie up this series at 1-1 if they can close out the round. Streak now comes in. TJ, you're out of it. It's all on Gunless.
I like this from Enable, just backing down with that stuns.
You have eyes over both crosses. Accuracy's got mid.
Should I try and win a gunfight versus Accuracy or go at 2 players? Not easy to do. Does spot Enable, but he's gonna right into Pharaoh. TK tie the series up 1 apiece.
Looks a lot like our winner's bracket final thus far. And the big difference was the CTF. You know it's gonna be so difficult to take 2 hard points off of Team Caliber with the way they play in that mode. Rise need this CTF.
We saw, it's the exact same thing in winner's bracket final. It's just that swing game. Who can get that confidence? And a lot of CTFs this weekend have just come down to clutch plays, and those clutch plays carry so much momentum.
They absolutely do. It's tied up 1-1. This is the grand final. 500,000 on the line. First place gets 200 grand. The intensity just building here at the arena. We'll be right back for the CTF. Welcome back to the grand final. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Now, remember, just a reminder, or maybe the new viewers that are coming in, Team Caliber got here through the winner's bracket. Rise Nation would have to take them in 2 best-of-5s. And the main thing with that'd be back-to-back-to-back. A three-peat for Rise if they could do it. For Team Caliber, looking for their 3rd event win of the year. It's actually crazy how dominant these two orgs have been when you look at the 2018 CWL season. But will Slasher be king? He has the #1 CTF KD during World War II. We're talking the year at a 1.27.
I think it's also important to note, remember, Stage 2 playoffs last year, Optic won it, they won champs. The year before that, Team Envious won it, they won champs. This event is so close to champs, right? We're 2.5 weeks away, 2 weeks away, where you carry that confidence into that event.
Whoever wins this is your favorite, right? Like that. Well, I don't know. That'd be interesting. If Team Caliber take this, do you favor them over Rise? It'd be tough to do with the form they've been in. Well, last time we were here on Ardent Fortis CTF in the winner's bracket final, there were some crazy moments. Kenny with the 3 kills in the back to get the return and secure the score. There were just insane moments throughout the course, but Kenny was truly electric.
Yeah, it was like 26 and 16, I believe, on that CTF, which we just don't see very often for a sub. Accuracy, some tough shots right there, but able to clean up TJ. The rest of the Rise just stuck in their base right now. Kenny working his way over towards Ruins, able to spot one, just trying to stay alive. This guy's so fun to watch, man. His movement just so crisp. But Slasher able to take him down with a nade.
Yeah, unfortunately there he moves right into the nade, so he will drop. Enable of Team Caliber pushed up to Kevin. Gunless just trying to peek him, getting information. Takes the open angle outside of the window and gets cut down. Now a chance for Rise Nation. Looney pushing forward. The bell spawn's going to come in. He might get shot in the back. Good. He's able to get in before it happens. And you already have that #6. You already have TJ set up to patrol the Ruins push and mid-map. He just looked back towards mid. The timing's a little bit off, but Slasher able to find the kill.
Enable able to get 2. He gets a flag carrier. Kenny now able to find 1. The last player, Gunless, wins 1-on-1, has another one. Knows Kenny's there. Pre-fires the corner. Can he get the kill? Pulls out the pistol. Not able to do so. Kenny with the re.
Gunless, almost an insane moment, but what are we talking about? Kenny, he's the one that comes up clutch. I know that was a tall order for Gunless to find every kill, but in the end, the return is there for Team Caliber. On what looked to surely be a score for Rise Nation.
I have no idea how Enable spawned back bunker, but sometimes you just get a little bit lucky. Enable spawned back bunker, came behind the flag, able to get a couple of kills. That ended up stopping the flag. So I don't know if they just backed up too quickly because they did force 1 bell spawn.
I was so focused on TJ at mid-map, kind of getting the cutoff, that I didn't see exactly what went down for them to get it, but they get the spawn, they make the play.
Now just a fight for mid-map control accuracy. He has to back up from those nades. TJ trying to get a good position, able to do so, but accuracy wins the gunfight. Next up is Slasher. On board with Kenny. Trying to find 1, but I mean, the AR is just locking things down right now.
Slasher finds a couple. That's 3 in a row. He's 7-2 right now. Enable's going to fall as well, and here comes the flood from Rise Nation. All those red arrows getting forward. Here is a moment. You need to have a pinch. Someone's got to make a play from mid-map. It's so hard. Just bully your way in through bunker as TJ drops. That 2-pronged attack is going to fall apart. So all the spawns now going to come in towards Bell. They're able to wrap back, and it starts to fall apart. There's still a chance here for Rise, but a lot harder once you lose that mid.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually when we see those flag caps on the side, it's usually 1 pushing through Bell or 1 through middle and sort of pinching that guy who spawns back bunker. I mean, Rise still have a chance, but they're going to have to bully their way through. Actually, you have TJ. Here comes that 2-pronged attack.
Think about how long they held there. That TJ would drop, then come off spawn, and still be able to make a play. Not able to turn it on Enable, but it's an opening there for the rest of the Rise players to make a play. But look at the overextension. That #1 highlighted on the minimap. It's going to be Kenny. Can he make another play, Joe?
I mean, they might know something's up. TJ just spawned here, but it's going to be on Kenny. They do have Pharaoh chasing as well. Glide Bomb could spoil it for him. There's TJ. TJ peeks the corner. It's going to be so tough. It's going to be so tough to do. Not able to do so. Rise, and they set up a relay as well. On the other side, it's Slasher, who has full streaks. He's on a 7 screen, by the way. Here we go. Rise. Can they get 2 flags in about a minute?
Things falling apart for Team Caliber. The 1 player in a position to make a play is going to be Pharaoh. Pharaoh wins that gunfight, but it's still going to be hard. He has 2 more players to go through.
He's got
able
one
to get
more.
Another one. Now it's going to be a
Slasher's
one-on-one.
stunned up.
They're all coming off spawn. Feral might be able to actually get a touch here, but Slasher, Mr. Do-It-All. He found the kills on the overextension. He led to the first score. Now trying to make the play long enough for his teammates to come up. The nades keep flooding in. Somehow he survives long enough. Does he survive long enough to get the
Enable's
score?
there. Yep, they trade out.
Oh my
They're able to
God.
get it.
Slasher, what a sequence. 12-3. I mean, you think about the first time TJ dropped mid-map that we talked about it. Slasher stayed alive at front bunker that entire time going on that streak. Enough that TJ gets back into position to make a play. He finally drops nearly 2 minutes later when they get the second score in. Just incredible stuff.
And he's keeping it going, and now you have Gunless able to get the streaks. The 2 ARs on the side of Rise Nation, Slasher and Gunless, are a combined 25 and 8. What a dominating half from those two.
So you head into half with a 2-0 advantage. You have streaks on Slasher, Gunless.
Streaks on Gunless?
Yeah, he has the, just a glide bomb, so he might be able to find more in the opening to this half, but that is a terrifying deficit. I mean, 2-0 is already scary enough, but with all the streaks that may be available at the Rise Nation disposal, yikes.
And let's take a look at this scoreboard, right? What's the difference? Where are guys like Kenny? Where's guys like Accuracy? When we saw them in the winners bracket final, I mean, even Pharaoh at 5 and 11, he almost clutched on up. Really, everybody underperforming on the side of TK.
This is a big moment. Can Gunless get the tier 2 and 3 streaks? It might not matter as everybody's dropping. Gunless gonna be able to set up at the mid barrels off of the opening. His teammate did drop at cabin, so he's got to be wary of that as well.
Yeah, trying to play a bit of an off angle here. Knows the pressure, not going to come from the cabin side. That's Enable who's trying to get pushed up a little bit. But they're actually for this. They're going to call a shriek. They want to attack. They want more flags on the board.
2 down, 3 down. Everybody wiped. The only player left is Enable on the OE.
He got a kill. He got a kill. Slasher's already watching it. Nades went out, but Gunless, he's going to pinch him through. This should be another stop, another flag for Rise.
Oh, and there's the streaks, too. Just adding insult to injury right now is Rise Nation running away with it. The third cap about to be on the board with 5 streaks remaining to use. Joe, how the hell did TK bring this back?
I think it's pretty much impossible. They're going to need
He's 20 and
some here.
4. Slasher's 20 and 4.
I mean, we talked about King Slasher, right? He had a 1.28. Well, that's a 4. So he's going to bump that KD just a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. Insane performance here in the grand final, and TK once again just trying to fight out of their spawn.
Now we obviously still have another map, maybe another 2 maps in this series, but if we do go to a second best of 5, if you're TK, you win the winners bracket final, but this one you're probably going to get blown out. Do you switch up those vetoes? Do you play them on flak? If we get there, we'll have to talk about it.
That's going to be the biggest thing. We talked about the CTF. First time it goes to TK. This time, more than likely, going to Rise Nation, but they have just been dominant. The streak's coming in. One connects with a tree, but Rise trying to put away this CTF. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with Rise Nation.
I don't have...
Lamar was first.
I'm trying to help Ice. Yeah.
Peg
on the peg. All right, let's go nice right now. Lamar, can you
Have your eyes. Yeah, you're good. Ice. One bullet Ice.
Yo, damn Mel
one bullet Ice right now. One bullet.
Scoped out.
Jump 2.
Done a needle.
One's Ice.
One's Ice.
One under
Finesse.
I spawned Bell. Nice, barrel.
One bullet Ice. One bullet Ice.
Where they spawning?
Yeah, I think come behind our peg. I'm streaking. Shrieking right now. I'll tell you. Yeah, you got it. I don't see anything. Unless they have mountain on the peg again. Absolutely. Could have mountain, Austin or Dan. Sorry.
Enable could have spawned cabin.
Yeah,
Back right. Let's fucking get it, baby.
All right, they're all gonna be on the base.
I keep demoralizing them. Let's go.
All gonna be on the base.
They're at 4.
Can you get right?
I'm trying to right now. I've right now.
I'm mid.
Spawn right. I'm coming right with you, Pierce.
I'm holding right until you come.
I'm mid right now.
Don't. I'm dead.
I've right. Can he?
Oh, on me rock. He's on the wall.
Back dome. I'm in a shot.
One's on the wall.
I'm just holding light spot. Oh.
Lamar's dome.
Look at mid.
Okay.
Yeah, look mid.
Got me.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's no, I'm just gonna artillery front bunker.
Oh my God.
No,
Good shit,
Artillery
Dan.
front bunker. They're gonna have to flank, guys.
They have to flank. They're gonna flank. I'll stun over.
One shot. Pharaoh, he ran in front bunker.
Stun the bell. Actually stun bell.
We mid on it too.
One was actually stun. Yeah. Mar dead. I got him Mar.
He is on spawn.
I can run through this.
I'm going around back.
You could be right.
Trying to get the wall, guys.
Look right.
Top pot.
I need a top pot.
Applied absolutely. One bullet.
I have your fort.
Okay.
Back ice.
One.
Back ice.
One more back ice on you.
That guy's one shot.
You heard from Gunless. Let's demoralize them. They did it in the first respawn. They're doing it in the next.
That's how I always felt. I mean, you know, you look back at game 3 as an uplink or a CTF. You have such a big lead where the other team kind of knows that they can't get back into it. That doesn't mean stop. Keep going. Just add as much as you can to that scoreboard. Keep your guns hot. And, well, as you said, demoralize them. Just straight up. Make them so angry. Rise Nation knows they have to win another best of 5 if they're able to finish this one. They know it's a long time. It's a lot of games. Keep TK in a bad mental state.
I can't imagine it's great right now for Team Caliber. I mean,
probably not.
Last 5 minutes of this, well, really the entire game. I mean, Rise Nation got out to a hot start and ended the game early. I think going into the second half, just the odds of winning for Team Caliber, basically nothing. Just using whatever streaks they have left here, holding close corners, just add the frustrations to the side of Team Caliber. This was one of the bigger blowouts that we've seen in the CTF. And 2 teams like this,
you have to point it out, man. The last time we saw these 2 teams on this map, Kenny was 26-16. Right now, 9-21. But it's just one that TK has to forget. You have to move past it. They know they can do it. They know they can win a hard point. They were able to do it earlier.
The final seconds tick away, and it's a big, big victory for Rise Nation as they now go up 2-1 in this first best of 5, just trying to push it to that final best of 5 with that dream of the 3-peat looming. But you see, the faces of TK. I mean, that was just over quite some time ago.
Right at the start of the second half, I think you see, as soon as Gunless got those streaks and they got one more flag, you know, 2-0 possible.
So what do you try to do? Like, if you are Team Caliber, just talking about the comms when you know you're out of a game, what's it like to be a player in that situation?
Just know that we've won game 4 before. We've won a hardpoint against this Rise Nation team. We know how good of a hardpoint team we can be. Let's just try to get back focused and try to win this one. Try to take it to a game 5 because honestly, TK has owned the search and destroy so far this weekend.
And you mentioned that this was one of the big changes. We had Gibraltar is our map 4 where TK closed out the winner's bracket final. This time it's going to be Arden Forest. Does that shift anything for you just in this particular matchup?
I mean, we just saw what Slasher and Gunless did, right? Yeah. The double AR setup. But this is one that both Kenny and Accuracy are very good at, right? Early on in the year when TK was winning tournaments, Arden Forest, it was their home. It was their paradise.
Yeah, whose forest is it? You gotta expect Accuracy and Kenny to go off. But guys, once we wrap up playoffs, really all we have is just a couple of trading shots episodes and then getting right into the CWL Championship for 2018. And you've got a chance to win a trip there. It's a free trip, accommodation, prestige passes, the whole works. Visit MLG.com and enter for your chance to win. But I can tell you from experience, if you have not been to Champs and you are a fan of Call of Duty Esports, you need to get to one. And with the competition where it's at this year, maybe higher than we've ever seen it.
Who knows?
Yeah, who the hell knows who can take that event? It's sure to just be incredible.
Can't wait for that. We're just a couple of weeks away. It seems crazy. I mean, we're at the end of stage 2. This has been a wonderful year. We've had so many, well, not so many. We have a lot of different winners. Rise, they've won 3. TK, they've won 2. LG able to take home Birmingham. FaZe able to take home stage 1. But who's going to take home the big one?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, you know. Sometimes players like, this is random, this is tough, but after this, no matter what the result, 6 out of the 8 major championships this year belong to 2 squads. And I know TK's has shifted, obviously, and there was one change with Slasher versus Methods on one of the championships for Rise, but that's pretty consistent results when you talk about who's actually taking the tournaments.
Yeah. The top teams in the world are the top teams for a reason. They know how to play this game. But I can't wait. You have to talk about the likes of Red Reserve. Couple of small mistakes, and who knows where they're at in this tournament. They could be holding the trophy. And there's still the big ones out there. LG not able to make playoffs. Optic Gaming, they had a 7-8. You know they can turn around. There's just so many people I think you can make an argument for, and I'd be like, all right, I could see it, right? Like,
well, just take a look at our round 1 matchups here, how hard it was to call across the board. And then maybe, is this the year that a team comes from an LCQ and makes a run? Maybe it could be it, but let's get into map 4 now. TK need to win this to push it to a map 5 and give themselves a chance to close it out in one best of 5. Rise looking to win this. Quick break, right to the second best of 5. But TK demoralized in that game 3. What do they come out with here early in the hard point?
Yeah, I'm looking at the map right here. This includes stage 2 in Anaheim. You have Rise Nation at 4-4, Team Caliber at 7-4. So once again, it does favor Team Caliber, but you never count out Rise in anything.
The hill's been contested for.
This is a slow start, yeah.
7-1. There you go. Now the break comes in. Slasher able to get into the hard point and secure a bit of time for his team. With the cut through fire alley from TJ, he picks up one he had no right winning, and that's on Kenny. Kenny, a guy that struggled in map 3. He's got to get hot. He needs to start winning some of these gunfights, get the confidence going. You know what a dominant player is. When he just has it in his mind, he can take any gunfight on the map. That's where you need him right now in the grand final.
Yeah, and they need to win these gunfights, and it's looking like they were able to do so, because that's not what was happening on London Docks, where as soon as Rise was winning a majority of the time, they would get out-rotated and lose the gunfight. So they have a good setup here. This is what you want to see. Now it's on with Kenny. Slasher able to win one. Looney with another. Oh no, here we go again. The collapse of the setup.
It's just like map 1. Literally just like the opening to map 1. Assuming that Rise Nation can get a healthy chunk of time here. But what was it, like around 100-9 or so to kick off that game?
There's a lot to a little. But Pharaoh, he's able to find 2. Kenny staying alive. So it looks like TK has regained a little bit. Plus, they have the side of the map that they want for bunker. Just 25 seconds left. We'll see if those red arrows, if anybody's going to go around that side. It looks like number 3, that's TJ. We'll start to head towards cabin. The rest of the guys going to push on through ruins.
Yeah, they'll keep fighting here. Just keep an eye on that 3 on the minimap and see what he's able to do towards bunker. We'll swap to his POV shortly and see if he can take a one-on-one. He doesn't. He actually dropped right before that. So Enable gets the kill. Just make sure nobody kind of sneaking through the backside for Rise Nation onto the next hard point at bunker.
Yeah, but you'll take that if you're Rise, right? You didn't get the early rotation. On over to Ruins. They still have a solid lead. Now, can they break? They're able to get a kill. I think, yeah, that player's going to spawn out. They're able to find another one. They're going to push to the back. There's a lot of pressure on Pharaoh. What can he find? Can he find anything? Able to find one, but the pressure to his right as well. Yeah, he's in a tough spot. And Rise, they break on through. It's just too easy. It's too simple.
They spawn so late, and one player spawns out in Slasher for Rise Nation, so he's going to come up behind everybody. There's one, there's 2, lines them up, and there's one more gunfight at the hard point.
But he spawned his team out. He actually spawned his team out.
Oh, that's where he spawned. Yeah, it's tough, but it does give Team Caliber a chance in this. Yes, he gets the kills, but a bit of an interesting flip there, at least on this hard point.
This is big time for TK. Now they'll only be down about 20 seconds. 3 dead. Accuracy, he's on a 3 spree. Now you need him to heat up.
It's one of those spawns, maybe you jump off the map, but unfortunately he can't do it here. All right, a couple of seconds left, and we'll get to East Road. Still doubling up their opponents is Rise Nation, but TK have cabin and cabin alley control and control of the hard point, at least early on. TJ finds a pair of kills. Seems like every time there's an early setup from Team Caliber, the first 2 to 3 kills are Rise, every single hard point.
Yeah, it's Gunless and TJ. That dynamic duo is Gunless is now on a 4 spree. TJ, he's on a 3 spree. It's just, what do you do when the guns arise are this hot, man? They are just not missing in this situation. Looney knows one spawned out. He's going to find Kenny. This is a good chunk of time here at East Road.
You usually don't see too much come in, but a very good start from Rise. Looney winning gunfights at range. The streak for Gunless continues. Think of all the streaks he had over the course of the game. When we mentioned, it was like a 9 and a couple of 7 streaks he was able to pull off. Streaks for days on Gunless. Does he get more now as Pharaoh tries the shoulder peek, and before he can get back, his shoulder is removed. Gunless adds on a 7th. There's the streaks now coming in. Looking for the tier 2 and tier 3.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, gets caught spreading, and both line up for Pharaoh. So what? Maybe a bit of a misplay there.
The new hill was about to come up, and instead, he doesn't get those streaks. TK able to break on through. What was that out of Gunless? A huge blunder from Rise Nation.
But a great moment for Team Caliber to bring this back. You saw the streaks building on Rise. Now it's TK's chance. 4 in a row for Enable. 3 for Pharaoh. Glide Bomb comes in. It's going to clear them out of the hard point for now, as Rise try to battle back through from cabin side. There's not a whole lot of points on the board considering the amount of time that's been off this play clock.
You have Kenny watching the cross. Slasher's going to peek on out. But the glide bomb's gone now for TK. So you're happy. There's 20 seconds left. Maybe you can test this a little bit. Maybe you get it. But we're going to watch that rotation. Pharaoh trying to push on through. You do have Kenny. Oh, I think he just got some bad timing. He's trying to get through Ruins. He knows he's going to have some pressure. In the spot Slasher. Can he win this gunfight before he gets shot in the back? He can. He instantly turns around, trying to find anything. But he bought enough time to where now you have these players set up from his team, that's Accuracy and Pharaoh with those ARs, may be able to lock it down.
It just feels like with the numbers Gunless is putting up, Accuracy has got to pick it up. We talk about this map and his potential all the time, throughout the entire course of the year. He is 10-17 right now. If he picks it up, and you have to assume he will, that's when TK can start to make this run. He's now
only down
hard
40.
point. No, you're absolutely not out of it. There's just not a lot of points scored so far, to be honest.
And that's why, as soon as one team gets into the position, they just get broke. Both these teams just using such well-timed teamwork in those grenades, able to get on in. Slasher with the team kill on a Gunless. Kenny does find 2. All right, 20 seconds left. You can see TK, they're starting to back on up. Yeah, Looney's starting to work you. But Rise, we saw this last time what they did. They just pushed through Ruins. They try to fight through the back.
Rise Nation finds a couple of kills, and they'll secure just the final few seconds. But this is where TK can do it. They have bunker side control.
Say, this Kenny spun out. He actually holds it. He's in a spawn cabin, so. Pharaoh in the back just needs to stay alive, but you can see all 4 players from Rise are there. Enable, he's watching the cross, but that gets right out. Now Kenny, he's able to find 2, and that just might do it. At least allow them to get a good chunk of time.
I think Pharaoh got a couple shots in, the nade through as well, kind of softened up that 4-man hit through the back, but Gunless wins the one-on-one against none other than Accuracy, and now the back spawns come in for Rise early, and yet another hard point.
That's 2 bunker holds for Team Caliber that you just had to come through. They would probably be in the lead. With the Rise Nation teamwork and the slaying power just too strong. But when I say that, Enable able to find 2, and what a game Enable's have. And really the unsung hero for Team Caliber at 23-19.
It seems like TK just do enough of a hard point to make sure Rise Nation don't blow up in a bigger lead. I've basically been splitting almost every hard point. Since Rise got the advantage, they've just split nearly every hard point. But we've only got 2 minutes left on that play clock in a 124-105 game. Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting to 250 for either side unless somebody really starts to dominate. Especially depending on how much comes off this clock currently here on this East Road hardpoint.
Looney watching that cross, able to find one on Enable, but just jumps out. And yeah, I don't think a lot of time's gonna be earned here. Kenny's gonna try and work cabin, knows TJ there. Most of Rise is actually there, so he might be thinking about cave. TJ does spot him.
And when you think about it, when time comes into play, a minor lead's a lot scarier. It's a whole lot scarier. But there's a nice break from TK to maybe bring this closer to even.
It's not even about the time right now. It's about cabin control and going to cave. Pharaoh able to find 2. But a lot of pressure on Kenny and Accuracy, the duo. They have to lock down cabin, and you can see what Rise is doing. They're going to try and push through Ruins. Maybe it's a fire alley and put pressure on. There is one player, that's Looney, who does get through, and he finds a kill. This is not good right now for TK. Another setup that they had that just gets broke.
Oh my God, and Accuracy was so close to picking up streaks, but you nailed it. Once again, early setups just blown wide open by Rise Nation. You saw a nice streak from Gunless earlier. Now it's Slasher's turn to try and make the play. He drops as he found 6 in a row. And you've got just over a minute on the play clock. And again, the lead's not that big, but with that little time, it's almost like they're up 100 just due to how much time's left on the clock.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. TK, maybe gonna try and contest this. You just have Looney here. But what this says to me is we're gonna fight for this scrap time, but we're not gonna win the rotation over to Ruins. You do have a couple of players starting to shift on over. Slasher is watching that cross right now, actually able to spot him. Nice gunfight win by Accuracy on the Slasher. But Looney, TJ, they're here trying to lock it down, and it looks like they're able to do so. It's just Kenny inside of you.
Kenny somehow finds a couple of kills, so it leaves Gunless to be the lone man.
That's a player to your right, Enable. Okay. Well, there, yeah, he's gonna shoot you in the back, but at least his teammates find kills. Kenny was able to stay alive for such a long period of time. We're TK now in a very good position.
TK trying to fight back through mid-map. Enable with the entry, flies over the top. There's the second for Enable. His teammates pushing out into Broken. Kenny's able to find a pair as well. And this is crucial, absolutely crucial time coming in now for TK. Still keeping on that play clock. Now only 42 seconds remaining on it. Enable continues to go off. That's 3 in a row for him before he finally drops. Accuracy has gotten top control, and now TK only down 20 points, and they've got spawns for Bunker. So the big thing here, Joe, they've had spawns for Bunker twice. Can they finally hold on? If they do, they will likely win this game.
Can they do it? And the pressure from Rise is coming here early on. New hard point just pops. Pharaoh able to find 1 kill. Stun comes in. TJ trying to get pushed up. Nice shots by Pharaoh. Just snaps on a TJ. Enable with 1 on a gunless. Here we go. The stagger is here on a TK. They're just 7 seconds away from taking the lead. The first lead of Arden Forest hardpoint. They're locking it down, but here's the problem, right? Rise is pushing to the back. They're able to get to the back. This is the important kills right here, and they're able to get it. 3 goes down, just 1 player left. It's Slasher. They have the lead. TK, they take the lead on Arden Forest.
They've trailed the entire game, but when they need to make the run late, they get the hold in bunker. There's still 20 seconds left, and you gotta think about how contested Cave has been. With how little time is on the play clock, that could be the biggest factor for Rise Nation. It's contested right now. That's gonna be another 10 to 15 seconds that could come off, but Rise do break through. And with these final 5 seconds, they'll be trailing by right around 15 points. As we get over to East Road, I don't even know if we'll get to Cave. It really might just depend on the contest here at East Road.
Yeah, Enable is going to try and get some hill time right now. 30 seconds left. There we go. Going all the way down. TJ finds a couple of kills. TJ finds 3. That's huge. He's on a 5 spree. Very close to streaks.
Look how far they spawn out to. This is huge. We talk about how hard it is to get up contested time at East Road. Those 4 kills open it up. And then Kenny comes right back with 3.
He needs 1 kill. There's a glide bomb. I'm calling it in right away. He's going to do so. His teammates have to get to the time. They have to try and get there. Just 17 seconds left. Enable. He's prone. He's going to go down. Now Rise going to get on that hill. Can he find an artillery? Can he find a fighter pilot? But the nades are there for TK. Their nades are there for TK. They're trying to lock it down.
TJ gets.
He's gonna call it in right away.
10 seconds. The clock is ticking away. TK.
They gotta go.
Into the hard point. They've got to get into the hard point. They've got to get in. Otherwise, it's gonna end. They get in for the final couple of seconds. Will the nades be there to clear them out? Accuracy does pick up. The time is down. TK with the dramatic win. It goes to time. Rise Nation lead for 90% of that game. But when TK when they needed to control bunker, they got it done. It took 3 times, Joe, but the final time they do it, let's get to map 5.
And you just saw how frustrated Rise Nation was right there, man. A lot of expression and emotion coming from Gunless and Slasher. Man, what a game of hardpoint that was.
An absolute thriller. This is our first best of 5, perhaps our final best of 5 in this grand final. It all comes down to this final map. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the grand final. Let's set the stage. If Team Caliber take this game 5, they become 3-time champions in the 2018 CWL season. If Rise Nation can take this game 5, they push it to another series, the final series for the Stage 2 playoffs. And remember, in the winner's bracket final, they faced up on this map and went all the way to around 11. I think one of the things that really stood out to me, if you think about Joe in the loser's bracket final, Valkyrie Search, TJ takes over. Pharaoh made TJ almost a non-factor. I don't want to say non-factor, but he killed him so many times.
Yeah, with that snipe.
The snipe was on point. TK just keep rolling in Search. You've heard it many times. S&D, it'll win you championships. Can they tack on a 5th?
It's going to be tough. I mean, TK, when we watched this in the winner's bracket final, they controlled it for the most part. The reason they got to around 11 was there was a couple of 4v2s by Rise Nation. The star power sort of stuck out, but here we go. Round number 1. Rise Nation, they'll be on attack first. TK. See how they defend. And Pharaoh doesn't have that snipe out just yet. Maybe just trying to switch it up.
Well, you got to assume they're going to be aggressive. Yeah, if he has this sub in hand, they want to get right into this A site and get set up. Accuracy.
He's out.
With very early pressure through that back alley. Kenny's going to most likely be the player to help. He's also got Enable to work with as well on the opposite lane. Stuns just keep flying in the airborne hunker class of Kenny. He's stunned multiple times. He watches Pharaoh drop in front of him, and the back alley push works out. Accuracy drops. 2-man advantage right now for Rise Nation. All falls to Kenny and Enable. Now suddenly it's Enable left by as lonesome as Rise. Strike first, and they make it look easy in round 1.
Yeah, perfect round right there out of Rise Nation. Nobody goes down, and it opens up as soon as Looney's able to win that gunfight versus Pharaoh. Pharaoh was in a very solid position, but Looney, he checks it, puts a couple of bullets, and you heard that headshot go off, and then after that, they bait and switch accuracy towards the elbow. Just great teamwork out of Rise.
The sniper back out for Pharaoh as they bring it to offense. No one finds a single kill for TK in that first round. What can they do here? Does he hit the snipe? Let's see Slasher. There, Slasher just misses. Just barely misses. That's the opening TK desperately wanted.
Yeah, we saw a couple of misses on that Ardent Forest, but then he started to heat up. Now looking at this defense from Rise, very spread out. They're going to play that retake situation they love to do. The TK plant his bomb, or does Gunless just beat the corner and find a free kill? He does. That's another first
How does that happen? It's like Enable's not ready for that position to be peaked whatsoever. I don't know,
he was trying to rotate the bomb in, and then Looney just finds a free kill as the bomb planter was just sticking out. So some early mistakes so far right here from TK. And now Pharaoh, he's going to get some bad timing. Probably get shot in the back by TJ. Hello. That's a free kill. 2 flawless rounds. Not 1 kill for TK to start.
Yikes. That's not what you need to kick things off. But we know there have been some major swings in these search and destroys between these two teams. But Rise just look lights out in the early going.
See Rise discussing which strat they're going to go to. See. Again, Rise Nation, when we've watched this, they're either very aggressive A or B, or they just don't move on the map, and it's looking like a B hit right now. You're going to have Enable that number 5 arrow. He's going to find that presence. He's got to stay alive. As soon as those nades go off, he's got to try and back on up. He does just that. Just play your life right now if you're Enable.
Oh, the second nade. I thought there was another over the top, but Enable is able to get away. Not anymore, though. TJ pushes it out. The smoke will dissolve. He's got a stun inside. That'll connect with Kenny. He knows Kenny's on an airborne class, stunned up inside. And they're just going to be holding behind this plant. This is looking like another potential clean round. Finally a kill on the board for Team Caliber, but can they get the rest of the retake? Smoke out, just playing disruption. They're trying to push in. Looney wraps back to mid-street.
Yeah, Looney gets out. That's the big play, but Kenny does find one. Can he find the second? No, now it's on Slasher. Slasher finds 2. Now a 1 versus 2 for accuracy. Make it a 1v1. He knows where Slasher is. But it looks like Slasher able to get out with his life. He should be able to lock this down, just not enough time. And Rise Nation, they are rolling right now.
So well played by Slasher.
But I did like
He
it
gets
from
3 in
TJ.
that
They
round.
had the smoke for the retake, right? It made things a little bit chaotic for Looney and TJ, but Looney was able to get out with his life.
Perfect from Rise thus far. This is a critical round from Team Caliber. They've got to get one on the board. Just get something going. Some semblance of a chance that they feel they can take this game 5. They've owned the search and destroy throughout this weekend. They've owned it in this particular matchup.
But think about it
Trouble
when
now.
they won. When they beat him on it, it was Pharaoh with those first bloods, and Pharaoh to start, no first bloods, no kills. Here comes the switch up though. They smoke off that mid street and they play. This is a lot like what Team Envious loves to do, where they push through middle. But they're gonna get a free plant towards B. Rise Nation all towards A. What do you know? They play the 4v4.
In this situation, the first blood's so crucial, especially for Rise Nation on this retake. Can they find the opening? And you can see they're taking their time. They're worried about where they are on the map. Like, look at that number 4, Looney, just trying to check every corner as he wants to begin the collapse. But now they come. Pharaoh's got the bar at close range. First kill through. Slasher, next man up. He gets cut down as well. Pharaoh making the plays. The trade finally comes in, but you have the man advantage. Gunless and Looney at the clutch, and they don't have a whole lot of time at all to work with. Looney gets cut down. Last man is Gunless, and he's gone. A big, big, big round for Team Caliber. Just stop the bleeding, take a deep breath. You can win this game 5, just round by round. They just had to stop that Terrorize was on.
Yeah, great mid-round adjustments out of Team Caliber, switching it up. That's a play we haven't seen from them quite yet on Valkyrie. They're able to pull it off. Rise did have the right idea. I mean, they were stacking the A site, but they just played the 4v4. Unfortunately, TJ guessed the wrong corner, and guess what? Pharaoh gets a first blood.
Oh, he gets 2 behind that, right?
Yeah.
Mentioned he needed to start picking up in that capacity. He's done just that. 2 big ones to secure the first round for Team Caliber. Rise Nation able to inch their way into that A site. Similar defensive split we saw from Team Caliber in a previous round. Kenny spots Looney for a second, but has to back down. Bomb planted now for Rise. Can TK work the retake? It's Slasher that finds the first, but almost instantly answered by the second kill from Pharaoh. They now have man advantage. Gunless has been tagged up and has to get out. Under 30 seconds out to work with. It's all on Gunless. He has to clutch, just has to keep them off the defuse. Checks it for a second. Accuracy is so weak, but the help is there. And TK now get back-to-back rounds.
Yep, great teamwork out of TK. What's the difference? They find the kills and they slow it down a little bit. They knew Slasher was in storage. We saw a couple of 4v2s that looked identical to that in the winner's bracket final, but it felt like TK rushed the push a little too fast, and they ended up losing those rounds. They slowed down a little bit. Pharaoh and Kenny work the guy's storage bunker. They find that kill, and then it's all on Gunless.
See if TK can tie this up at 3-3 on this offense. Pharaoh with the snipe out. Once again, he's had a couple of whiffs throughout this best of 5, but we know how deadly he can be. Kenny gets a spot on one first nade out. We'll see if anything follows it up. It looks like TJ and Slasher will be okay for now.
It looked like one player was throwing another nade off. It did just go. So TK investing some resources, but Pharaoh's going to try and get pushed up. Maybe try to find a pick. The one player back there is Looney. He's going to peek the street, but Looney actually backs on up towards the elbow. And guess what? It's Gunless who almost finds another first blood. They know there's kind of a 2-2 split. You can see the way Pharaoh is reading this. We'll see what does TK do. 45 seconds left now, and Pharaoh finds a snipe. Kenny follows it up as well. Remember, we talked about early leads disappearing at this tournament. A 3-0 lead for Rise could easily be a 3-3 now.
Nice gunfight win for Accuracy. TJ all alone. And he'll get taken out. So 3 in a row for Rise. Quickly answered by 3 in a row for Team Caliber. Not the first time we've seen it, like you said.
Great adjustments out of TK, but what's really been the big difference, the first bloods that start to come through for them. Nice gunfight wins across the board, but that sniper able to find one on the Slasher.
Yeah, the 2-round victories they have are the Two of the three they have are the 2 first bloods for Pharaoh.
The one thing I do want to point out as we head into this round number 7, look at Enable right now, 0-5.
Well, didn't
Not having the best to destroy.
Was it like 4-8 or 3-8 or something like that? The
I have
Valkyrie
no
they won in
idea.
round 11. Yeah, I think he struggled there as well.
Tell my teammates keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, great job, guys. Well, yeah, we heard him in a hard point where he was double negative. He was the vocal leader without question. I'm sure he's still handling business now. Accuracy so close to streaks. 150 off that glide bomb. Just putting the pressure on Rise Nation to try and get this bomb planted. Then they'll work the retake.
See what they're doing. They're trying to nade him, and then they're going to see that? You see that peek? What it is a grenade and then a quick peek out of Slasher. Slasher wants to get a bullet or two into Accuracy before that nade blows up. Accuracy feels safe, but then the nade goes down. So he has to back down. You can see Slasher starts to work in that operations bunker. He's inside, plus you have Gunless, but Gunless might get cut off guard. Big 1 versus 1, and Pharaoh able to get it, but the nade does go off.
Accuracy closer and closer to streaks. Kenny just gets away before he gets picked. The 2 remaining players of Rise inside of the site. They're lining up. The team kill does come in. So an assist basically by Kenny to find 1 kill. And now Looney has to clutch a 1v2 with so little time to work the bomb plan. He just gets spotted by Pharaoh. All right, he's just going to try. I thought he was just going to try and get this down. He tries to push out for the gunfight. They've got it held. TK now 4 rounds in a row, Joe.
And I think maybe the big question is you know that Accuracy is on streak, so if you're going to give a kill away, give it to Pharaoh. You know how close Accuracy is. Maybe you didn't want to plant that bomb to give up those streaks, because you know in a 1 versus 2, it's difficult to win.
Good call. That's very true. Don't have a very good chance to really get it planted or get the round victory, so just make sure you don't have to deal with anything additional from Team Caliber. Now, we talked about the fact that TK had to stop the bleeding, and same goes to Rise. They've got to get it done, and I think a massive part of this is picking up Accuracy before he gets any streaks, and obviously somehow trying to avoid this snipe of Pharaoh.
Looks like a couple players of Rise already have Mountain on. Maybe it's just to be sneaky, but maybe they do think streaks are already on board. Looney, he's going to peek Enable. Both are going to back down. Nobody wants to give up a first blood. I mean, look at the first bloods, though, right? 5 to Rise.
Enable looking to get carried to a victory with a donut.
Hey.
He'll take it, absolutely. Pete comes in, but Pharaoh can't connect on the snipe.
Slasher's got to try and stay alive. A lot of pressure on him. Looney, he uses the nade over the top to help him out, so a first blood to him. Pharaoh with that snipe, he's in a bad spot.
Can Accuracy the kill? That's everything in this round right now. You may drop it, but he can't get a kill. TJ goes big with 2. TJ gets 3, and that is a huge answer from Rise Nation. No streaks on Accuracy. You prevent Team Caliber from getting the match point. You tie up this game as the Iceman goes big inside of Ventilation.
Yeah, just stop the bleeding. The momentum TK had was so well done. Finally, another round on the board for Rise.
Once again, TK take this map. They are your champions. Rise Nation win it. We've got another best of 5 to see if they can do is what is so difficult and coming from the losers to win a major tournament. Early pressure towards the side. Gunless finds the first pick.
Rotation is here, though. Number 7 might throw a nade over. This might catch Looney. Yep, he does.
Oh my God, he gets both. Accuracy gets both with the Kobe over the top. And suddenly, it's just Slasher and Gunless. But 2 guys that you absolutely can't count out of this, but in a very bad spot if they're trying to get this down on B, as the full presence of Team Caliber is here. But Slasher doesn't care. He's able to get a kill and stay up. How does he get that kill?
Just can't give away a 1-on-1, and that's Enable, who's 0-8 right now. So 2 versus 2. Almost catches Pharaoh. The nade went off as well. Slasher just gets the bomb and dips. I love this play. The heads-up play Accuracy, though. He knows the rotation is in. So we're going to have a 2v2 retake. Bomb planted A. Can Accuracy and Pharaoh send this to map point, or will it be Slasher and Gunless?
This is just a guessing game for Rise Nation. What entrances are they going to hit? You've got 4 avenues of attack.
That was a lot of info, though. They did see Slasher start to move towards operations bunker. You can see Pharaoh just holding it, but Slasher able to get away with his life. Where is the trade?
Oh my God, how is he still up?
They can't kill Slasher.
How is he still up? Just eating bullets.
Well, they were missing, and while they miss again, Gunless able to find one now, a 1 versus 2. What a play out of Rise. It was a 3v2. Enable cannot give away that 1v1. That cannot happen.
You gotta be in a position that can at least be traded out. It's right after I finished saying you think Rise just have to get out of there. You know, the full squad from TK is there at the site, and somehow you get a pick and get away with bomb? Just can't happen. Wow, the nerves probably riding pretty high right now.
And they had a couple opportunities to find Slasher, but just some missed shots.
Rise Nation 1 round away from pushing this to another best of 5. Can Enable somehow be a hero? Yeah. He struggled so much in this search and destroy.
This 0-8 won't matter if he finds 2 this round, I'll tell you that.
He makes plays in round 10 and 11. Who cares?
Pharaoh gonna peek now. He gets baited, but he loses that gunfight. He finds 2.
Well, the timing is beautiful for Pharaoh. But Looney trying to do what he can inside his sight. 1 player left. It looks like another round 11. Looney
Enable's got a kill.
And Enable, he comes through with the final one, smile on his face.
I thought Pharaoh was gonna get baited into that gunfight. He did, but he wins both of them, so it doesn't matter.
Remember, coming into this weekend, Team Caliber was 0-7 in round 11s throughout stage 2. They win the first one in the winner's bracket final on Valkyrie. Can they do it back to back? Can they just throw the stat out the window and clutch up in this final round? Everything on the line for these 2 teams. Can TK secure their 3rd championship of the year? Will Rise give us one more series?
What you would expect in round 11. Not a lot of movement on the map. Both teams just playing their default setups. You have a 2-2 split for Rise.
That's what Octane said at Hot Mic. At round 11, everyone just holds with ARs.
Here comes Kenny. Nades over. Is Slasher going to peek off this? Oh, I thought he was going to get a hit marker. TJ trying to get a little aggressive. Slasher going to peek over that mound. He's got to be careful here. He has 3 blue arrows looking at him right now. Just depending on the timing. All right, here comes TK. They're going to that A site, but there's a first blood for Slasher.
And that's not the player you want off the map if you're Team Caliber. Pharaoh gone early. But the plant is going to come in. TK have to hold this for 40 seconds. Accuracy! How does he win this gunfight? Shots come in from Slasher, but he's able to take it. Now 3 versus 3. 30 seconds to go. Enable drops again. 1 in 9. It's all on Kenny. Kenny's got to make the play. He's in a 1 versus 2. 25 seconds for Rise Nation to get the defuse. Kenny's got to make the play. Kenny's got to make the play. He can't get it done. Rise Nation clutch up in round 11. And we are headed to a second best of 5 in this grand final.
What a round 11. It just starts with that first blood by Slasher, and then he gets a little aggressive, over peaks. But then in that 3v3 scenario, Rise Nation just able to come out on top, and this is not done yet. We're headed to another best of 5.
We've had so many this year.
I love it. Let's just keep it going, baby.
So many double best of 5s, but that has got to be just devastating for Team Caliber. You know you had the opportunity to close it out there, to take home your 200 grand, to take home your 3rd championship for Team Caliber. But of course, it's the back-to-back champs and Rise that take it in the round 11. We've got another best of 5. Everything on the line. Tweet the stream. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
side. They had that advantage, but that has been stripped away from them by Rise. Now, bracket completely reset, $500,000 on the line, and this series definitively will declare our champion. My name is Rich. I'm joined on the desk by Chance and Momo, and we need to talk about how we got here, how Rise was able to reset this bracket and make it look very, very possible for them to get a three-peat. Where did it start to go wrong for TK in your mind?
The final S&D, in my opinion. Yeah. Maybe you want to say pick and bans, but I think that's a bit nitpicky. Obviously, they get beat by them on London Docks Hardpoint the first time. They play it again, but it's still one of their better maps. That's something I'm looking for going third. Do they play the exact same map they've lost twice on again? Do they try to ban something else, mix it up? So I think it's that, and then I think that final Valk S&D, Enable goes like 1-9, 1-10, couple bad plays, so that's where my focus is.
I think that we need to look at the veto process when we actually do get to this next series. I agree with you. That will be important. We'll talk about the S&D in just a little bit. Let's talk about Hardpoint for now, though, Phil, to get a full scope of what happened in our first series.
Yeah, so 250-101. You can look at that and pretty much decipher how it went. You know, it was a very dominating side for Rise Nation. And coming into this, they obviously, you know, had to win 2 best-of-5s. That map 1 really kind of solidified how good they are. And I think, again, you have 3, 4, 5 maps which are really, really close. It's hard for that endurance. But maps like that give you that confidence, give you that kind of boost. Much like map 3 as well. Will we see Docked Hardpoint and Forest CTF again? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we definitely do need to talk about what we will see in the future, but let's look at this Hardpoint right now. Let's jump in, see a few of those highlights, and actually figure out what happened here, Chance.
Just a lot of destruction, I guess, the whole way around. Or actually, this is the 4th one as well. So a couple interesting things here. It's one of those, it comes down to the wire. You got 30 seconds left on the game clock, and then it comes down to, do you hop in the hill? Do you hop out? Do you kill the players? Do you slay out? When do you rotate? It's just a giant mess, right? And you got to micromanage 18 different things. And the thing that made it most interesting probably is TJ right here. He's on a 3 streak right now. That's where he picks up 4th, gets the 5th instantly. He goes on a rampage. He ends up getting fully streaked out. And then the question is, like, how do you use these streaks? Where do you put the artillery down? Because you can't block off the hill because you got to get inside. It's incredibly difficult, and TK comes out on top in the end.
I'm so excited to get into this series. Like, I really can't even express how crazy it is to look at these two teams. TK, like, you count them out for the year somewhere down the line. They come into this, and they're definitely slept on as a squad, but as an org, this would be their 3rd championship of the title. A completely dominant year for them as far as that org's concerned. This is a big proving ground for this roster as well. And then on the other side, obviously, Rise can really be creating history here with a back-to-back 3-peat.
Yeah, I think for TK, they can have a successful year. I wouldn't say it's been dominant by any means. It's been successful. They started very well. They had, obviously, a dip in form. They've got some new players, and they can see this as a success. However, if Rise take this and go into champs with the potential to get that 4-peat, they can not only have a dominant year, but they can be starting a dynasty. These guys can be really starting something special. And, again, the Hardpoint that we watched there, I will say, it was those micro kind of choices that you think there's 3 things going on at once. Your streaks, do you jump in the hill, do you nade it, your team's gonna run in. The little things count, and I think Rise Nation, again, they outslayed once again, and TK come out on top. It happens a little bit, not often, but well played to TK on that.
I think one of the things with TK is they were dominant at the beginning of the year, then they kind of died. They kind of fell off the face of the earth, and now they're coming back, right? Now they're coming back in a really big way, and we felt like Search may have been one of those places where they really could have just taken over this entire grand final.
They make the roster change, and it comes down to S&D. You have 3 of the best S&D players on the face of the earth, and then you got Enable. Is that 4th guy who just needs to find a way to contribute, right? But you see, he's 1-8 at the moment. He's going to finish 1-9, and what bothers me about this is, you know, the first blood comes in. It's unfortunate, but you go get the bomb down, you can clutch the 3v4, and Accuracy ends up making a huge play. But when Accuracy makes the play, it drags Enable out to the front side of School, and then he just gives School up, and that's where I think TJ, whoever it was, goes on the flank and finds the opening. But obviously, there's the first blood. and then the next thing that happens after the bomb gets planted, it's just accuracy goes off.
Yeah, I think as well, you don't want your first blood to be Pharaoh. We sat on the desk, myself and you, Rich, with Kenny in between us. I asked him the question, what's working for you in Search and Destroy? Because I don't want to kind of sugarcoat it. We're seeing 10, double digits for Kenny accuracy and Pharaoh time and time again. We're seeing 3, 4 kills, 2 kills for Enable, but it's working for them. And is it the style of play? One is not going to cut it. It's as simple as that. As a championship Sunday, as a grand final, it's not good enough. And the craziest thing is they could have won with him dropping 1 kill. That's the craziest thing about this whole thing, Rick.
I was going to say, 1 is good enough if he doesn't give up school in that situation. Because accuracy gets the kill. He's safe. He already has his own wood wall. You just have to sit inside of school and watch. And you can even help him out from all the way in the backside. He turns around, he gets caught sprinting, and then the only reason accuracy dies after that is accuracy's like, well, I got to go flank school now to flank, and then he gets caught from down the other street. If he just doesn't move, if he just gets in the positioning and just sits still, like they win. So literally 1 kill would have been good enough for that game, for the round 11 win. It would have been.
We were sitting back there watching, just going, what if he just drops a donut and gets the grand final win? It was a very real possibility, and I think part of that is what Kenny was saying based off the playstyle. I definitely do agree that performance left a little bit to be desired, but ultimately the other thing that we did hear from them as well is how good they are at regaining. They had that cushion. They get another series here, and now these are going to be the maps where it all goes down.
So again, we're going to see Forest Hop, but we just saw how close that was. Valkes and D, again, we're all eyes on Enable for that one for sure. Going into the rest of this though, it's just, I don't know, I thought I would have seen something different.
Yeah, I was about to say, the exact same 5 maps. You mix up the order just a little bit. I see Doc's Hardpoint for the 3rd time. When's the last time they've lost? Like Gunless and Slasher have been shredding on it. But last series, game 5, round 11, I see no reason why this would be any different.
Man, this is a little bit surprising to actually see that come out. What do you think the mindset is of the players to lock these in?
I think for Rise Nation, it's all positive vibes right now. Even though it's just a round 11 and they only just got that series, it's the fact that they can look at each other now and say, we've reset the series. We're going back to just basics here. It's a best of 5. They can come out with, a 3-0, a 3-1, 3-2, whatever it takes. They're up right now. TK are looking at each other thinking, we had this. We were 1 round away, a couple more kills in a Search and Destroy, and we were lifting a trophy. We were taking home $200,000. But, as again, when Kenny was sat here, he said, as soon as we hear Ian or Enable kind of say regain, we regain. Now, is Ian in that right mindset? That's what I want to know after a poor map 5. I hope he is. I think the experience for someone like Enable, he's been doing this for over a decade.
The way I see it, the first time they played Rise Today, map number 1, Enable goes like 26-40 on the first time they played Doc's Hardpoint. This was a couple hours ago. Had a bad game. He said, guys, that's my bad. And then the next thing out of anyone's mouth was, all right, map 2, let's go. And then they just started talking strategy. There was no bad vibes, no love lost. So yes, we've given Enable a hard time on that game number 5, but this is a team that is mentally strong enough. They can bounce back, and I'm not saying they could definitely win because Rise is tough, but absolutely. Yeah, again, it's got a game 5, round 11 written all over.
Yeah, I mean, you ran over there. I remember right when that game was actually ending, you kind of ran over to the stage really quick so you could actually hear what they were saying, and that was the sentiment. It was just like, hey, look, like, I messed up. Let's jump back in. And we hear that, and we know that they can kind of regain from something like that. I'm trusting and able to be able to do it here. But like you said, Rise just showed how dominant they can be on these maps. They are going to create potentially a dynasty here on World War II. It's all going to come down to this next series, $500,000 on the line, and then the only thing left for the year is champs.
It is, and it's tough. I think TK, this is the one they need to win, because they win this, they get so much confidence going into champs. They get, almost a good ego going into that. They can look to each other as champions. There's gonna be an MVP award. Like, they can get really gassed up in themselves. If Rise lose this as well, they're gonna question. They were back-to-back champions. Are they good enough again? I'm sure they'll think they are, but again, you kind of have that second place daunting over you. A lot of people will kind of come into this and question TK. I was one of them. I had these guys max top 6. I looked at Rise and I was thinking there's no way these guys get anything less than top 2. It's difficult, but I think TK can prove it all right now.
And now we're down to just the